Are we live? Can everybody hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Yes? Hello? Yes, you can hear me? The microphone's working. How's this angle? I might switch this angle up a little. So, did this pop up as a new video, like on my channel? Or was it the old one? It wasn't the old one, right? Everything works, yes. That's good news. But this premiere video I don't need, so. Because this isn't what we're doing here. Let me just double check two things. Whoa. All right, I'm just not going to touch it because I don't want to mess it up. Came up as both? Yeah, all right, well, we're just going to rock with this one. We got 200 people in here. All right, so you could obviously see there's a massive self-portrait. What I did is I gridded it out. Can you see these little grid mark lines? So that's how I put it up from this original image. And then I just went really quickly, like 20 minutes ago, actually, just did this acrylic outline over the pencil just to get a nice solid outline also for you guys to see. Let me try to move this camera back just a tad. Whoa. I could probably go a little more. I'll move this up a little bit. How does that look? That looks pretty good, right? So now you can see me a little more, and we got all the paints set up. We don't need this excess. We can go a little to the left here. Sorry, let me just make this gorgeous. Whoa. Right? Like that's pretty dialed in. I have these cords, everything everywhere. Hell yeah. So you'll be looking at the side of my face for a while, but I wanted you to somehow be able to see my paint set up over here. I just got some random colors, and then most of all, this bad boy. So that's what's up. And we're just going to get down to it. This, if you're unaware, actually, I go live every Sunday. And I do it for my Patreons over at Patreon. That's like one of the benefits that I do for my patrons. I just wanted to go live today because it's just fun. We're starting this project. I just wanted to get people attuned, just get them aware that I do live streams. I draw, I paint every single Sunday for an hour or two. So, yeah, I just want to say that. So I do it every Sunday. I'm not going to do this public one on YouTube every Sunday. So you can check out my Patreon after this if you want to get the painting sessions every Sunday. And this painting is going to be a normal big video on my channel. I just thought I'd start it with you guys. It's going to take a few days probably. I just saw a question, are you going to finish it on the stream? No, ask that. No, I'm not. Because it's big, it's going to take a while. There'll be a couple layers of acrylic paint, but we'll probably do a solid amount today. You know, I could work pretty fast usually, especially with this outline solidified, and I got everything laid out. So we're going to probably do a bunch today, but the final video, talking about everything, including me doing the grid and finishing it off, that will be a huge, normal video, like in a week or so. So everybody write booyah in the chat. Woo! We're going to start. Booyah. All right. So you can see I got my reference here on my iPad, and it's a good photo. I don't know if you could see from here. It's a 3/4 view, and most of this face, I could just bring this to you. This beautiful picture of myself. I'm actually, look, I'm wearing the same thing because I took it recently. We got shadow on this side, and we got light on this side. One light source, so it's a good dynamic lighting scheme, light design. Highlights and shadows, that's what you want. You don't want just like this light hitting me right here if your whole face is, kind of flat light. That's what you don't want, really. You want shadows. You want beautiful highlights. So we got a little of both in there. I like the 3/4 view. It looks good on the canvas. So we're going to start out. And how I usually start, by the way, we're using acrylic paint. Very normal acrylic paint. What's up, George? Really cheap brushes. I'm using golden fluid acrylic paint. And I'm just going to mix up like a gray. Can you see this a little? Oh, what's behind me? Sorry. So you won't be able to see super definitely, but also this will all be on YouTube eventually. And I'm just getting wacky and crazy. This is too dark of a color. We want like a very, where did that, oh, okay, from there. Yellow. Yeah, so I want this greenish brown in the shadows. So that's what I'm mixing. I'm gonna try to be bouncing between the chat and focusing on painting. So if you have questions or something, do not fret. We'll talk a lot. I just gotta focus. And this is kind of dark. It's not that dark. That's fine. All right, so we'll just start with this. You can see this color. Yeah, I'm going to paint over it. So that's that color. Maybe it looks dark in this, but it's kind of like a grayish brown. You know, we could even bring that up just a little again. Because I don't really want to start with my darkest darks or lightest lights. I'm going to be regurgitating everything I say in my videos. So we want to start with like just like the mid-tones, the mid-value. So like a middle gray with a little color, you know, that's like a brown. We're locked in. I love starting. It's always kind of nerve-wracking and you don't really know what to do, but it all comes together eventually. So I have my shadows mapped up. That's what we're going to do first. There's a huge shadow in this nose. And you can see that I'm really not stressing out. I'm just adding colors here and there, and here and there, and here and there. Just really kind of picking my shadows where I want it to be. I could add a bunch of water if I want to kind of, you know. And this is like the darkest area over here. We'll make this a lot darker eventually. But for now, we're gonna kind of just block in. So actually, like my process for acrylic painting is way different than oil painting. You know, like right now, I mean, they're similar and they're different. I'm doing different layers with both, but you know, because acrylic dries in like 2 seconds, it's my computer's right here, by the way. That's why I'm looking here, the chat and everything. So because it dries so fast, it really changes kind of the strategy because you're not really, you know, a lot with oil painting, you're blending and moving colors around on the canvas. You know, obviously you mix paint and you want to get it here. But acrylic paint's kind of all just like mixing over here, and then you put it down, and then that's the color. That's what the color is going to be. So it's not very, it's kind of removed in that process that you're not really kind of mixing paint or doing anything wacky once it's on here. But and also I think I'm just way looser with acrylic paint. I always want to be loose with oil, but for some reason, oil paint is like, I'm very delicate, very, very soft, very almost timid, I guess you can say. Also, I never do oil paintings this big, you know. I think the biggest oil painting I did was like 3 feet, but it was a rectangle, it was a big dog. But, you know, I'm not doing crazy big strokes like this with much oil paint. So let's just kind of fill this in. I'm really just looking at what I want to do here. And I'm going to get some green out now because I want green. I want the shadows to be kind of like this mush green. And when I mean green, I don't mean like, you know, this green. I want like gray green. So maybe this camera is not the best and you won't be able to see these subtle changes, but we're going to be doing some green. Let me actually post this video link on Instagram just in case people missed it, because I feel like that's smart. Social media people. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, wow. Look, I can look at myself live. That's trippy. Oh, we gotta turn that off. Whoa, sorry. So we're gonna go to this picture. And I'm going to attach this web link. Boom. Ah, shit. Sorry. I didn't want to do that. Okay, I don't think it worked. That's fine. We're live painting on YouTube. Exclamation. Drop orange color on that. Copy the link. Ooh. Paste. Done. And I'm going to do one of these. Swipe up. Swipe. Oh my gosh, can I spell? Sorry, team. All right, boom, there we go, we're done. Okay, so I actually have this little green. Let's see if you can tell the difference. I'm pretty sure you will be able to. Let me see where I'm going here. I'm going like a green. Yeah. So we just want to be a little, we want to have some fun with the shadows. It's going to be this amalgamation of all these different colors and things. But I want some color in there, some green. It's always nice. And this green can be a little brighter also. I'm really not worried in these beginning stages because it's just pushing things in and then kind of refining. So you start really broad, filling the whole canvas, and then we'll get more and more specific as time goes, I guess. And this is like the fun part because it's no pressure, it's no stress. We're just mixing random colors. If you can kind of see, I'm not really like paying super much attention. I just want to we're just looking at all these values. And I say value like every second in all of my videos. People are annoyed by that yet. But if you don't know what value is, it's like, it's light to dark on the grayscale. Not talking about any color. And value is what like gives things form, You need a bunch of values, dark, medium, light, to explain forms and all of that good stuff. So you got to really nail them because then that's what it's going to trick your eye into thinking, something is three-dimensional and yada, yada. So this is an important shadow up here, kind of casted by the hat. And so it's dark, if you can see right here, this shadow casted by the hat, but it's not as dark as like this shadow over here. So I'm not only going to make this shadow lighter than what we're doing over here, but I'm also going to make it a little colder. And by colder, I kind of mean just more gray, not warmer or colder, just more gray. And this color I did right here is basically gray. It's like a green gray, but we're going to get even grayer and greener than that. Maybe even a little red, because red and green are complementary colors, and that equals gray. So let's see how this looks. I'm looking both ways here, getting dizzy. Yeah, that's pretty good. I could always make this darker. You could always make things darker. That's like one of the things that is like a cliche thing to say, but it's like so true about painting. Like if you're able to paint something, you should be able to unpaint it. So you should never be afraid to like change things because if you got that far, you could do it again, or I'm trying to think of an example. Like if you paint a hand and it's really good except for one part. Don't be afraid to repaint the whole thing because you're not going to ruin it. If you got that far, you could do it again. So you can't be nervous to paint and redo stuff. There's some nuance here. This is a really difficult part in this neck, like ending the jawline. This is more defined, but ending the jawline into the neck, it's like very nebulous. There's not a lot of information to show the switch. So that's something a little difficult, but we will get there, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just trying to look for some other places we can just keep going with this stuff. That's going to be a brighter color. I don't need to do that now. So like all of this is like, so yeah, I'm not even sure what I'm doing right now. We're just doing some stuff. It's kind of a nice color. And this is like, I do want some sort of like rosy cheeks. Like actually, if you know, the nose and the ears and the cheeks are like very close to blood. And so they're actually a little redder. And when you exaggerate that in paintings, it makes the figures look a little more alive. So by the end of this, hopefully all the skin tones will be fleshed out. This nose will be quite red relative to the rest of kind of like the chin or the forehead right here and stuff. So hopefully you'll see that when that time comes. What's up? We got questions. We got 700 people. That's crazy. Let me look for some questions. Is it better to paint or stand? Is it better to paint on a stand or flat? I like painting like this, you know, they kind of, you know, it should be like a perpendicular, you know. You could totally paint on the floor, paint on the floor. It's whatever you want traditionally. And what I like to do is always either 90 degrees on a wall, hanging on a wall, or on this easel. Sometimes I stand. Yeah, I like to have it up like this. And I'm kind of just trying to figure out all of the shadow, all the dark, and then we're going to kind of fill in the light, which is, I'm going to do some more green right now. I got to be careful of these eyes. I always get lost with the eyes. Yeah, and I see people like, he's being so chill about painting, and like I've done this so many times. So after like, it's like anything. I'm not here to preach, but it's like once you get so familiar with something, like if you guys have your license and you drive a car, you know, you don't even think about driving or like turning at a stop sign or merging with traffic. You just know how to do it, and it just comes naturally. So this is a new painting. You know, there's new light design. I have new things I'm working with, but the general strategy and theme is the same. And so you kind of just follow those rules of light and shade and value and color. And then it's a puzzle within that rubric, within that guidebook of properties. And I don't want to say rules because you could do whatever you want, but I preach, I went the very academic painting route, and you know, they give you good fundamental rules and guidelines of how to do things and paint nature and observe. And if you just follow these things and you get enough practice, you could just do it. So I mean, that's what it is. It just takes practice, and that's what everyone reaches out on Instagram. They're like, oh, how can I get better? And I don't know how to do this or don't know how to do that. Neither did I. And I just did it for a while and years, and I loved it. And I just always want to improve. Even with this, even I'm talking, I'm really focusing at the same time. So it just takes practice. And I think people are not aware that it takes a while. You know, it takes years and dozens and dozens and dozens of these paintings. So you just got to keep on doing it. And if you enjoy it a lot or you're really passionate about it, no matter your skill level, it's going to come easier. So just keep at it, my friends. And that's why I like doing these YouTube videos, because I really share my progress of, you know, my own kind of creative endeavors and things like that. Oh, I'm getting tripped up with this eye right now. We'll be fine. So yeah. This ear needs to be super dark, just like this part. This is like the darkest part. I'm also going to throw this really quick right over here. Even though this is the light side, sometimes you have some dark stuff over there. Oh, this is crazy. 760 people. This is so fun. By the way, everyone who's watching, I said this before when I started, I do live streams every Sunday on Patreon for my patrons. That's like what the exclusive access is on my Patreon, along with other things on, like you vote on what paintings I should do. There's a Discord where I talk every day to people. It's a little community. But the main thing is that I do live painting and drawing every Sunday. So this is nothing new. If my patrons are watching, I love you. What's up? But yeah, so I just decided to go public today on the YouTube just for fun to let everyone know and join this painting. But usually I do it every Sunday just for my patrons. So check out my Patreon page. Shameless plug. All right, we're doing the ear. The ear is dark just like the other stuff, but a little more red. It's a little more redder because the ear is so, look at right here compared to the skin. It looks way more orange than this because there's a lot of blood in the ear. Very bloody. And it's just very obvious to see that. It's very dark and there's not a lot of information, but it is a bit more red. And where am I going right here? There's kind of some ear right there. Yeah, we can, this is really dark right here. Sure. And then actually in the center, it's quite dark. But again, I don't want to, I'm sticking to, like, even this color you can see in this painting is very dark. And I don't want to go really dark yet. I saved the darkest darks and the lightest lights for last. The extremities of the tonal range of the value scale, white and black, whatever colors those may be. I don't like to do those very early on in the stage. You want to stay in the middle, you know, muddy colors, grays. You'll see in this light area that we'll do in 2 seconds. It's going to be not like a yellow, orange, bright. You know, it's going to be a muddy skin tone. You'll see. But let me just do this browner. This is a little darker. Also, I'm going to shamelessly plug my Patreon right here in the chat. Ooh. Because I just want to stress to people that I do this every Sunday. So check that out. And, you know, sign up, join the community, the Discord. It's very fun. I love going live. Usually it's not close to 700 people. It's usually, I don't know, a lot less, but it's really fun to talk to people. And when it's a lot less people during the Patreon sessions, I can really answer questions in depth. People share their artwork to me and we talk about it. And I just want that community, if people want more access like that, want more exclusive, you know, communication with me, then we can get her done. All right, so actually now that I have this color, you could see really right here, this dark, there's a couple places that are extra dark in this portrait, like the crease of the nose. Try to get that glare out. So like this nose area is like the darkest part, you know, it's basically all in shadow, but the nostril, there's parts in the eye. So I'm just going to touch those really quickly with this dark that I have, like right here. Boom. And yeah, it's scary to go this dark this soon. I don't like to do it. So maybe we won't do any more than that because I don't like to get lost with too much darkness. You know, this is all real dark right there. This is quite dark up here. That's the darkest part. Get some dark green. Dark green. Yeah. All right, let's chill out. Let's move forward slowly, and we're going to all right, that little crease in the eye is super important because if the light is coming from this way, you know, you could just practice with your face. It's going to hit this side. Obviously, this part of the nose is going to be in shadow. And same with your eyes. Your eyes kind of are round. So if the light's coming from this way, this part of the eye that's a corner is going to receive no light. So that's a nice dark shadow right there. You know what I mean? All right, so I think we're pretty good on the front of dark. I could add some, you know, there's definitely dark here and up here. Get some more of this brown. But I don't want to go too dark. I feel like that's like something I struggle with. I really just kind of go too dark too quickly. And it's hard to catch yourself, you know, it's like another thing that's really hard and interesting about painting is like you can learn to paint, you can learn strategies, but if you develop the patterns of those strategies and maybe some of those strategies or techniques aren't really like really efficient, you know, they could get the job done and you could represent things and you got to start somewhere. But if you get into a pattern of only understanding to do it this way, then it kind of limits you. It limits your ability to learn and perhaps optimize those patterns or learn completely new patterns or ways to paint. So I'm always aware of that because I want to always improve. There's a million ways to paint or to think about painting or the stages in which you paint. So that's what I always get nervous about. I don't want to do the same thing every time. I don't want to be able to paint the face the exact same way. You want to be open and fluid to different sorts of stuff. All right, so I can already tell I think this chin is too dark, but we're going to switch gears completely. I'm just going to put this in some water. We'll get another paintbrush that's like basically the same thing. Can you see that? This is a synthetic $2 brush. Does the job absolutely great. I'm from Connecticut, if you're asking, really close to New York City, about an hour north of New York City. I'm 25. We're chilling, we're painting. Look at all this we've done so far. Epic, let's keep going. Just a messy craziness, but we're on the way. We're certainly on the way. So let's actually just rock this real quick. Oh, this is a little dry. What do we got here? Nice. All right, so this comes down almost like by the eyebrows. And we got to get way more orangier. Well, actually, yeah, so we'll do warm highlights. if you could kind of tell, these are cool colors, cool shadows, even though there's brown, which you think is a warm. This green is very gray, and so I could really pop these highlights with some warm. So, but that's not till the end. So we got to mix that and switch this around slightly. And what we want to do, let me get another paint thing. Hold up. So this is Indian yellow hue, and look at that. That's a beautiful color. Obviously too dark and saturated. We're gonna switch it a little, but instead of like going crazy mixing a bunch of colors, we could just put this one down and then add a couple more things. Like, I don't know, what are we gonna add? Let's add some of this greenish gray. We're just trying to get it, we're just trying to tone down the saturation and okay, that's kind of like green. You don't want that. You gotta add some red. Very high chroma. That would look very weird. So what we're gonna do is not that. I want like red. I'm running out of room here. Yep, golden acrylic fluid golden acrylic. This is expensive paint, and if you're just starting out, don't get it. You could do anything with any paint. I just have a lot of that because I use it for other projects and these big serious paintings. I like to use nice paint, but that's just like obvious. If you're just starting, there's no need at all for nice, super expensive brushes or paint. I'm using a $1, $2 brush. So just don't stress about materials. The most important thing is to just start painting, right? So that's what you want to do. Oh, I just got paint on my iPad. That looks nice. So this is like a pinky skin tone, you know? I don't really know what I mixed, a whole bunch of stuff. It's not super, it is saturated, but not nearly as much as my other stuff. So we are just going to lock and load here. This is quite a weird place, this eye. I'm gonna have trouble with this part of the eye, I know it. But for now, you know, I'm not worried here. You see, I'm just going crazy. I'm just filling in. Ooh, nice. I'm very excited right now. It's gonna be good. What's up, chat? Chilling, me too. This nose is important. You can see I kind of messed up the bridge of this nose. And so I don't really, it's in between these two lines right here. It's hard to see on the live stream, but it's like really, I have a big nose, you know? Most of this is highlight. Most of this is in the light, right? Something like that. Well, it comes down there, but we'll do that later. And again, like I said, the nose is a little redder, a little darker. So we're actually going to use that darker version, more reddish, dark. Oops. Went over that line, but not stressed. Just fix it like that. So that's cool. And you can see the crazy amount of contrast, like light and dark. I just said that I didn't want to go that dark in the beginning. I could lighten this up, but I got to chill out here for a second because it went quite dark quite fast. My leg's doing good. I broke my leg. I'm doing great. We're doing great. It still hurts. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but I'm limping still. I'm not fully healed, but it's amazing how much I have healed, and it's awesome because I can do normal stuff again. I can drive. I've been in the studio full time for a while, and it was totally a bummer, but we're back. And so again, if you're wondering what I'm doing, my main objective here is just kind of get the light and dark values in, not stressing about anything else. You can see there's a bunch of parts where I haven't really filled in the canvas, but we got some time. The whole mustache is a little weird. How do you do mustaches? Or if like you're painting other men, you have that 5 o'clock shadow. We'll figure that out a little later. So I'm going to add a little yellow to this, just a touch. Just a touch. Add a little white. Oh, 2 drops. Because this side of the face, this is the brightest. This is the brightest part right here. And so this is going to be great. Watch this. Ready? Oh, yeah. I'm going perhaps a little too fast with all these bright and light colors, but I'm just like, it's funny. Like, I actually love on Sundays when I do these live chats, and the people on Patreon could tell you that, like, talking these things out while you paint is actually so useful for me, very selfishly. Like, because you always want to have this like internal dialogue. You know, people are always like, oh, it must be nice to just zone out for 4 hours and paint. And like, while that is true and you get in a zone, you're not like zoned out. You're extremely focused. You know, you're painting and understanding light and mixing colors and observing whatever you're painting. Like it's like a language, and it takes so much energy and focus. And when you're not focused and when you do doze off and zen out, like people say, that's when you make mistakes, and that's when you put down wrong strokes of paint and you don't do what you're supposed to, sort of kind of thing. But I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, but when I talk it out like I did, if you saw that other video, the skull drawing video, the academic drawing video, I did that skull on live with my patrons on Patreon, and it was great. I really enjoyed talking it out and saying, okay, if we know that this line's here, then we have to do this. And like having this internal dialogue, once you kind of know the framework and the rules, like I'm trying to do for you guys, it makes it a little more approachable and understandable. I mean, for me at least. And that's why I think if any of you have gone to painting schools or been in ateliers, you know, that's why like the teachers are so awesome, because they're professionals, but they're also like every day just like talking, like, you know, publicly talking about their internal dialogue, what goes on with painting. And if you get what I mean, maybe I'm not explaining it so well, but it really helps me. And I really do like to do it. Look at these colors. I love these colors going on right now. We're doing good. We're doing good. So yeah, and that's the other thing. Like maybe you're thinking, wow, those colors are epic. And I said, look at these colors because I'm not really focused on colors right now. I'm really just mixing random things. I'm just sticking towards the values. I'm sticking to the values. We want dark here, dark here. We want light here. I said we want a little more red in the nose, but that's not like, you know, you just put a little more of this red into the mixture. So the colors are nice, and I'm always thinking about that. But before color, you want to nail the value. I say it so much. You got to look up what value is to because it's vital. It's vitally important. The value scale, and you start with doing little, you know, like making little spheres or circles, and you shade some boxes, and just like the fundamental theory of value, and it's just so important. Excuse me. Oh, we have the whole neck to do. All right, I gotta mix more of this color. That's the thing. I don't even remember what I mixed. I think a little more red, right? Pale, super pale green that acts like a white, but especially when you're mixing flesh and skin tones and there's a lot of red in it, you don't want super saturated red, and so you just dull it down with some of this green, Titan green. I love it. Love it. Making a mess over here. How's that look? Oh, that's fine. I mean, that's got to be brighter, right? We'll figure it out. So there's this weird throat thing going on here. This is extra bright right there. This needs to be like a little, just, I don't know. Ooh. It's a little. We'll fix that later. Sorry, I'm just focusing right now. We were talking about this neck part, this neck into the chin. It's very hard. I'm not going to worry about it now because I'm going to do way more layers, but I'm just trying to figure out the basis of what I need to do there. Yeah. Okay. I got this warm green color. Don't be afraid to water down with water. This paint, acrylic, I do it all the time. Helps me quite a bit. This kind of fades into there, and this kind of just comes down. These are crazy colors. Very crazy, but hopefully it will make sense towards the end. Okay. This is like very, just like that. Okay, so we could put this like over here. Nah, it's too dark. Let's keep going with the neck. So what else is up? Hi from Brazil. What's up? Hi from India. Yeah, everyone drop where they're from. I'm totally interested. That's epic. Those are two crazy places. What's up, Viv? Atlanta, Norway, Canada, London, Italy, Ireland, Libya, Switzerland, Denmark, Ohio. Oh, it's going too fast. It's going crazy. Oh, Spain, Poland, Boston, Austin, Iceland. Cheers from Brazil, Hungary. That's sweet. What's up, everyone? I wonder. Yeah. Oh, my computer's about to die. I got to plug it in. That's so epic. I'm in Connecticut. We're about an hour north from New York City. We're going to keep rocking and rolling. I'm going to charge my computer real quick, though. It's right here, right behind here. Will it reach? Will it reach? Yes, it will. Wink. All right, so something also important that it's kind of hard to stress and via chat. What's up, everyone? Especially because this painting is massive, you want to step back and look at it because, you know, people who see this aren't going to be this close looking at it. That's just an absurd thing. You've never been this close looking at it, but that's how you paint. And so you want to step back and look at your values, look how everything's doing. It looks good. I'm really happy. The note, like, this is very dark and it's a very contrasty place, the nose, but that's what it is. And that's, you know, it explains how my nose is really protruding and how the light really isn't getting to this side. So it looks a little dramatic, but that's what it is. And so we got to stick with that. Even though it may look a little wrong, that's what's going on. So we stick to those rules and properties like we were saying. Saudi Arabia, Chattanooga, Scotland, Oman, sweet Barbados, Tennessee. That's so cool. What's up, everyone? That's epic. Yeah, by the way, again, I'm going to keep plugging my Patreon because the purpose of these live streams is to say that I do these every single Sunday. Every Sunday at 4 o'clock or in the afternoon, my time, New York City time. I do live painting, live drawing. I've been doing it for 5 weeks now, and we do it every Sunday for my patrons. That's like the exclusive access. So definitely, if you enjoy these painting sessions, we're going to do another hour or so don't worry. But I do this every Sunday. So check out my Patreon. It's linked on my channel or under my videos. Go check it out. It's only $5 a month, and there's some awesome things. If people are into getting more exclusive content, because some people always ask me, I get hundreds of DMs a week about asking about this and that. And so Patreon, there's a Discord, there's an online chat that we look at every day. We talk about stuff. Go check that out. We got to finish this neck part. And I want to get another. So I don't use this often, but this is like wax board. You could do it for oil painting, but if I'm just like mixing some colors real quick, I'll just do it right here, because this is a nice, easy, flat surface. And technically, I guess you're supposed to hold it like this. So we'll do that because that's kind of swag, and it's fun to be like a painter like this, It's quite enjoyable, actually, even though I got to put some white down. And maybe this actually will be better for you guys to see just what colors I'm mixing. So that's very like skin tony, not super colorful, but we want bright because this is some bright stuff over here, especially right here. This is like mega bright. This is like white. This is like one of the brightest parts as well. This kind of like Adam's apple that is going down around here. It's kind of like that. And then this kind of is all bright and nice and in the light. And then over here, it's a little more orange. So we'll use this stuff. Yeah, I got paint pants on right here. You could see I totally wiped them. Not on the shirt, my merch. Look at this. This is funny. Ready? Pink dude right here. And we got the pink dude underneath. I didn't even mean that. It's just me rocking the merch. Shameless, but you got to rep it, I just found that out earlier. I was laughing to myself. Got to be your own biggest fan, right? Right. Oops. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, the neck is very weird because there's muscles and there's plane changes, but it's all very subtle. So you can see this little triangle. That's like, like this. See how this triangle, like there's light here. That's opposite for this. So we're just going to leave that. That's very subtle, especially like these big paintings. The focal point is going to be the eyes and like this area. So sometimes it's nice to leave the neck that's not super important to explain the subject. You could leave this kind of undeveloped, especially this hoodie. I think that's going to happen. The hat, if there's things that are undeveloped, anything that's more developed is going to draw your eye in even faster. And that happens a lot in depth. If you're doing landscapes, obviously the things in front, like the stream and the plants, are like in hyper focus, whereas the clouds or the mountains super far away are just like very underdeveloped, and that will help that illusion of depth. We don't want depth here because it's kind of just, this is all in the same plane of focus, but underdeveloping things, as in like having less numbers of value, or just not making things as detailed, like in the eyes and the eyeballs and around here, the nose and stuff. It's going to be very detailed, or I want it to be. But the hoodie and stuff won't be as much. So let's keep going. enough ranting. This actually needs to be a lot brighter. I just realized. So let's we'll dry this off a little. I don't want to go brighter just yet, but it needs to be brighter than what it is right now. So it's kind of like that. And then actually there's some, I got this yellow. We can go a little more. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. There you go. Sure. Why not? That works. And we can go right here with just some more highlights. This isn't actually, full highlights. This is just putting, oh, there's some stuff under here actually. Doink, doink. Maybe it's just all like that. All right, details. Don't need to get caught up in that at all. As I put more strokes down. Okay, so there's kind of this thing going on. Righto. So what should we do? Let's have a little vote. The most I'm going to see. Should we do the hat or the hoodie? Hat or hoodie? What should we do? I'll let you decide. The power of the chat. Whoa. I see a lot of hat. That's going crazy. All right, we'll do the hat. So the hat is difficult also, but simple. And look, it's right here. It's this. And so we could bring this over. So the hat is like all dark, but there's just faint light over here. The light is coming from over here. The light is coming from this side. So just on this brim is going to be a little light, but the rest is super dark. But we could get some cool texture in there, which will be fun. Whoa. So we'll do that. What do I need? We're going to lower this sucker because I don't want to reach up. There we go. Check out the Patreon, going live every Sunday. Does that link work? Yes, it does. Okay, so for the hat, obviously, we're gonna rock some black because that's like the main color. But we could throw in some other colors in there, just like the skin. Like everyone. This is a great little rant I'll go on right now. Everyone's like, how do you make skin tones? What colors, like actual colors, do I need? Red, yellow, white? Like, look at these. Look at these crazy skin tones. There's all different colors: purple, orange, pink, brown, green, magenta. Sandy, orange. You could do anything with everything. And that's such like a nebulous statement, but pinpointing the exact color mixture and the exact skin tone. Yeah, maybe if you want to do hyper realism, which is fine. People love that. But I like stylized, just a nub of black. I like stylized stuff. And so trying to find colors in the shadows and the highlights that are just a little obviously not natural. Like clearly people in real life don't look like that, but you're representing the skin tone. I'm representing my self-portrait here in the way I want to. So we're going to find some colors in this hat, in this black. And what I'm thinking actually is some deep purples. Quinacridone Magenta right here. This is an awesome color. I'll school you real quick, everybody. Quinacridone Magenta is a synthetic color, meaning there's not actual, I could be wrong with this, please don't trust me, but I'm pretty sure that this is a synthetic color that like a lot of other classic pigments like ultramarine or cobalt, or like, like carbon black. These are like minerals and pigments. And back in the day, they used to grind up these minerals and pigments and add stuff to it to make paint. But this is a synthetic color. And the cool thing about Quinacridone Magenta is it is the complete opposite to yellow. There is no molecule or shade of yellow in this magenta. This is the furthest thing from yellow. Yellow and purple, Lakers colors, are complementary. I mean, you're thinking, oh, there's no magenta in this yellow, but they're, in the microscopic kind of whatever that realm of chemistry and alchemy and stuff, like could be some hints of magenta. It's not just like the purest yellow, even though cadmium is quite pure. Scientifically, this has no yellow traces in it. So take that how you will. I think when I found that out, I was pretty hyped. I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So I don't know how much we need. We're just going to put some here. I thought that was cool. Maybe you think it's cool. Where did I put my... Yeah, yellow was not allowed into the party. Bonsai says definitely. But so again, we don't want to do pure black. We should... I don't want any of this painting to have just pure black. You know what I mean? Got some water on here. I want to be really dark for the hat, obviously. And if you look at this portrait, this corner down here of the hat is super, super dark. But we don't want pure. So I'm going to mix a bunch. Let's go back to this. I'm going to mix a bunch right here. We're going to add some of this Titan green that I was talking about. We got a nice little gray going. And we'll start with that. Wow, this is a big hat. You know what I mean? I'm trying to look. There's some glare in my iPad, so okay. Let's try to add some of this magenta in here, just for kicks. Just for kicks. And so this brim is a little, I could go brighter. You know what I mean? Let's get some more in here. You can be really, I can be really dramatic about it like that. You know what I mean? Can you see that? Not really. But it's quite magenta-y. This can be like, there's like a really dark part right here. It's kind of the rim bounce. And then we could just fill that in. No stress at all. No stress, people. Just laying it in there. There's actually some, we'll get to that later. So Quinacridone Magenta, pretty friggin' sweet, right? If anyone didn't know that. Oh, I got to go to sleep. Hope to see you soon. See ya. Have a good sleep. Yeah, if people are new here, I'm going to keep repeating myself. Sorry to people who have been watching. We're painting, obviously. I started this painting on the live chat. It's been exactly an hour, actually, so go back and watch the start. We're talking about everything, how to mix shadows and the skin tones and the cool colors. We're working on the hat right now. It's quite exciting. This similar color, actually, now that let me rant, is actually on the inside over here. So we could just add that real nicely because I already have it mixed. This part is the darkest, the closest to my face, because that's like the farthest part from the light, you know what I mean? And that's very magenta-y. We don't necessarily need that much magenta. Let's go like this a little. Add some normal gray in there. I mean, we could bring in other colors. It doesn't really matter. I just thought that it will look kind of cool. And as it comes out, as the brim comes out, it gets a little lighter. Can you see this that we're mixing? Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I usually tone the canvas. Antelope Freeway, great name. I just asked, do you tone the canvas first? I usually do. Oil painting I do for sure. And if I'm doing other different styled paintings, I will. This, it's like very, I don't know how to explain this category of painting, but it's what I call very free and improvised. And that doesn't make sense because obviously it's a portrait and we're following this reference photo. But because I have the reference photo, because I locked in this outline and I used a grid, you can see these lines right here. I used a grid to trace, to find the rubric, the outline, and then I traced that pencil with a bolder outline. So I have the face, you know, before we even started, you could look back on the live stream. It was all solidified before we even started. And so when I have all these things set up, I'm pretty familiar with how to develop these faces with paint, with color and value, like I keep talking about. So in that regard, it really is sort of improvised with me because I don't know what colors I'm using. I just said, oh, let's use some magenta in this brim, in the hat, or I wanted green shadows because I've done that before and I like that. So that in that regards, it's very spontaneous and fun. But yeah, I don't need to go back to the original question. I don't need to tone the canvas. I do that for oil paintings. For this style, big canvas, just didn't do it. Not super necessary. Whatever. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I do the great thing about these live streams that I do every Sunday is I really switch it up. So one day we were doing some traditional oil painting and we were doing like serious oil painting, trying to nail down serious colors and all of those things, where this is a little more free ball, a little more stylized. Other days we did drawing. I'm trying to remember the other things I've done. I think we drew on the iPad. We did some digital illustration. And so people who are just joining in, I do these live streams every Sunday on Patreon. I'm sorry if I'm annoying and keep saying that, but I just want to make sure because it's really fun. And I think that's worth $5 a month. There's a lot of other things that you can get on Patreon for $5 a month. You know, you get access to the Discord. It's like a private Discord chat. It's like a community chat where we talk about artwork. We talk about what I'm working on before anyone knows. And it's just a dandy, jolly old time. On top of other things, exclusive access and things like that. So check out the Patreon. I tried to keep it cheap. You know, $5 a month I think is worth it. Sunday live streams, Discord chat. You know, people send me artwork. It's for those people who want more access. So that's that. There's some glare in this painting, so I'm going to step back, see what we're working with, see how we're doing. Oh, I unplugged the light. Looking good. Totally happy with how this is going. We're feeling good. Not worried about anything. This probably could be a little darker, but we'll figure that out later. I'm going to add some water to this because it's drying so fast. Acrylic paint dries within minutes. Like this stuff, this is dry. You know, we did this like 3 minutes ago. Dry. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? This is a little darker. And so again, like I have this big glob of black. I have this big glob of magenta. And when I need to, I have this light white color. And so I'm just adding a little parts of each of these. When I say I need it darker, I'll add some more black. If I need it a little lighter, add some more of that. And so that is just values. We're just focusing on values. The color comes second to me trying to nail values. And so if I could give anybody advice, and I'm no master painter, I'm not a teacher, but if I could go back to my younger self learning to paint and draw, I would totally try to stress learning value and observing. Like we have a picture right here. It's not like painting from life, which is way harder. But if you can observe and say, okay, this side of the face is this dark. You know, this shadow on the nose is this dark. This this cheek in the light is this light. And then you can mix paint and, you know, replicate those values. You're going to be in great shape, and you're only going to practice that more. And it's going to really behoove you. Let's get a big glob of magenta and just say, boom, put that in there, you know, wherever that may be. Because why not? You know what I mean? Why should not? Okay, let's do the big brim. Let's do the dome. So this is very dark. I think I could get lighter over here, which I will. But for now, we're going to, oop, that was a little too much water. Wow, I just got paint on this hoodie. It was about time, am I right? And so I'm gonna try to get some texture in here. It's gonna be hard. I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get there, but let's just fill this in. Whoa. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yes. So before I even started the live stream, I gridded this out. We penciled it in. If you don't know what a grid is, you got to look that up. It's pretty useful. But yeah, and then, you know, from the beginning, we started painting this. Just looking at the chat, trying to stay in there. I don't know if I should do this emblem. This is Street Smart. This is like a spray paint company kind of thing. This is a NY Fat Cap. It's pretty cool. I love this hat. But I don't know if I should do that emblem. Should I? What do you guys think? Should I do this emblem? I don't really want to. Maybe I'll just do like a white circle. Maybe I'll really, really make it simple and represent it. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do the spray paint cap. But so let's keep going here. We're slowly going to get lighter because the light is coming here. It's moving away from the light. That's why it's so dark. But coming in right here, this is like the light part. So let's, you know what we can do? We can make this light side a little warm by adding some yellow or some brown. This might be too bright. Oh, I like that. So this, like, maybe it looks like a mush gray to you still, but there's some yellow in it. It's a bit warmer. And if you were in person, it might be too bright. If you're in person, you'd be able to tell these nuanced differences. And it makes a difference, especially when mixing the paint, you know? Even though I'm saying I'm loosey-goosey and I'm going really fast, which I am, and it's fun like that, the nuance in paint, just like language, you know, just like in sports or in, you know, the nuances and the details and the you know, having an eye on every aspect, that's the important part. And so adding just a drop of magenta here will change this whole color. You know, it will be really hard to see. Maybe even beginners in person won't be able to see that difference. But there's totally temperature shifts, there's value shifts, there's color shifts that are so important. And even just this little, maybe you can't see it, this is a little warmer, representing the highlight, similar to how on the face these highlight colors are warmer where the shadow is dark. You know, that's just kind of cool. I like that. And that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? And this is kind of like that color also, kind of just like that. I don't know. We'll figure this out. This hat is very big, but there's not a lot going on. So, you know, sometimes that's more difficult for me. I've said this actually in other videos. complex things, like let's say this face is the most complex thing here, right? You know, the hoodie is not, the hat is not, the face is complex. It's got these eyes, nose, all these shapes, all these shadows. Breaking down complex things is more manageable for me because you break it down and you simplify the complexity. When there's things like the hat, excuse me, that are just like, it's kind of just a blob, you know? Obviously it's a hat, looks like a hat. There's this important shape that to give you the illusion of a brim, and not the illusion, but the actual brim. But it's just like a big blob. Sometimes that's actually harder to paint and represent than things that are more complex. You know what I mean? I've totally thought that a lot, and I think it's true. My dogs. So take that how you will. What I don't think we're going to be able to get to today is the background. I think we'll try to attack this hoodie next, and that would be fun. Maybe we'll do the hair and the features, but that might be it. You know, we're rocking. Oh, we're only an hour and 12 minutes. Yeah, we'll do a solid 45 minutes more. I'm having a blast. I'm in the zone, so no reason to interrupt that. You know, you can see I'm going really rough with this brush. You know, I'm not treating this canvas like a baby, you know. I'm being nice and firm. There's places to be rough and gentle, and there's other places to be not rough or gentle. Man, am I just being confusing, you know? Stay in the zone. We're in the zone, baby. We're going to maintain the zone. So let me step back and look at this. This is kind of a weird color. Actually, when you know, here's some color theory for you. Here, ready? I'll let you guys guess. I know the answer. If I added this yellow right here to this black, this is carbon black, adding yellow to black, what color am I going to get? Tell me. Teacher slew. Yes. No, yes. Will Long, the first guy I saw, Will Long, Isabel Chavez. You're going to get green. And you would think brown, but carbon black is a very cool black, and cool as in blue, you know. Ivory black is a very blue black. And so when you add a blue black to a yellow, yellow and blue make green, it equals green. So up here, you can't see on the thing. I'll do it in front of you right here. Look at it, right? So I have yellow. Can you see that? I have yellow on there, and I have the black right there. So we'll do the yellow right here, get some black, just a little. See that? And like it's a very, that's a bad example. You can't see. We'll just do more yellow. Like that's green, baby. That's totally green. It's not a super saturated green, but it's totally green. You know, it's not like a this green. You can't really mix this green unless you have a super vibrant blue and yellow. You can never do that with a black, but that's totally a green, and it's way more green in person than it is on this chat. But when I added that there, it's like very, very green. So it looks interesting. Let's take a step back and look at it. I could live with that for now. The whole shape of the hat is very great. I did a good job with the outline, but the color, I don't know, I'm not mega fond of. But we're going to let that be because that's that. And we're going to move on to the hoodie. And I'm also wondering if I should change the hoodie color. I'm wearing pink right now, but we might change it. So I'm actually going to rip this off because we're going to start anew. I'm going to keep this right over here, though, just in case I need some of these colors. We'll just put, oh. Okay, we'll put it down there. Odds I step in that are high. So let's raise this sucker up. Whoa, careful. All right, so that's locked in. You can still see the whole thing. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Okay, I'm thinking. What? Okay, let's get some. Let's get some. What do you think? Hoodie color. I mean, don't go crazy, everyone. I can't see a million people, but like, should we do the pink? There's already some pink in the skin tone, and so I don't know if I want to do pink. Yeah, I was thinking light blue. Joshua Ford. I was thinking like a light blue. Or like a gray. I was thinking of doing the background very gray. I think that's what we're going to do. So I don't want to do this gray. I'm trying to think. We're not going to do green. Curry yellow. No, I don't want yellow. So, because like anything really vibrant is going to take away from the face. So you don't want that. You want these things to be subtle. Like if this hat was like super like bright red. I used to wear a red hat, but I want this to have the most color. And yeah, so I'm thinking like a light blue. Bordeaux. Andre Megans says light blue. That's what we're going to do. All right, light blue. So let me think. So I got this gray shirt right here. We're going to do, and this light blue is going to be very desaturated. So it's going to be close to gray. So it's not going to be like this. This is a beautiful teal. It's not going to be that, but it's going to be a very light blue. So this is going to be a little challenging, perhaps. Let me Jimmy Neutron brain blast real quick. Let me think. Let me drink some water. Everyone can take a hot break, a hot 5 minute. I was painting for an hour straight. Damn, curry would look good. Yeah, I mean, that could be cool, but there's already too much yellow and pink in the skin that I don't want. I want the hoodie to be obviously different, and I don't want it to take away from the face. So that's my thinking. I also have a smoothie that I forgot about that I'm going to drink real quick. Hold up. Look at this mega smoothie. I haven't even drank any of that. Dumb. And so, yeah, people, if you're just tuning in and you like these live streams and you think it's fun and you're learning stuff, I do it every Sunday. And I do it every Sunday for my patrons. I'll put it in the chat. Check out my Patreon because that's where everything goes down. I do live streams. It's like exclusive access. You know, you could talk to me. There's like this private Discord chat. It's super fun. So check out Patreon, Slew the World. It's on all my videos and the link. It's on my channel linked. You could check it out because I do this every Sunday and I really enjoy it. And I do Patreon not for money. It costs money, but I do Patreon for the exclusive access that people want and email me and DM me every week all the time. Hey, help me with this. Hey, help me with that. Hey, I want to know about this. Hey, can you give more information in your videos? Like I can't obviously do that for every single person that asks, but if I make this other platform that has exclusive access, it can help a broader span of people. So if you're into that, check out the Patreon. The patrons who are watching right now, what's up? There's been a couple people from the beginning who have done all the live streams on every Sunday. Let me chug a lug this. Damn, that's good. A lot of almond butter in that. My Lord. What do we say? Excuse me. do like a grayish purple. You know, it might be. It's going to be grayish blue, all right? I haven't mixed the color yet. Let me just grab one thing. Oh, you know what? Hold on one moment. That's so standard. I forgot to press record on my camera. Damn. You win some, you lose some, folks. Because this is gonna be a video on my YouTube channel because we're gonna spend a lot more time on it. I was supposed to be recording. Next to my webcam is like my main camera, and I didn't record any of it. RIP. That rarely happens. I'm like very anal about recording and doing all my videos, and like I usually triple check, and I very rarely, almost never, don't record it. But I was so flustered and excited about the live stream, I must have forgot. That's all good. In the main video, it's just gonna skip ahead. I videotaped the outline and everything and the grid, but we'll just have to skip in front of here. That's fine. Okay, let's go, people. Let's do this. We're going to mix some blue. So to start out, we'll just start with ultramarine. This is like the only blue I use in acrylic, ultramarine. I very rarely use this teal because it's kind of intense. Don't really need it. And yeah, so let's figure this out, folks. Let's figure this out together. Because even though remember I was talking about complex shapes and the hat's not complex, the hoodie's not complex. It's not complex, but like these folds and ruffles, that is a very, it's a very clothing element that make clothes look like clothes, the folds and the ruffles. You want to get that. And so that's what I'm just trying to ponder and think about right now and how I'm going to do it. And yeah, totally just thinking. So I'm going to put some white on this bad boy over here. And I don't want it to move that much. And we'll also put some black right here. So we'll bring this blue in. It's a little too blue. We'll keep the dark over here, and then we'll bring a lot of this white over here. So yeah, this almost looks like a gray. You know what? We will add some of this teal, even though I just said we won't. Let's just put that on here. Let's throw that in the mix. Yeah, that's nice. It's very blue. I don't want turquoise, I want blue. Let's see how this looks. That is too dark. So, yeah, this is nice. That's fine. So just mix it until I got something I like. What's up, y'all? So, oops, let's go like this right there. We're going to go like this right here. I'm just trying to fill in kind of the darker areas, which is like not a lot. It's mostly light, but sorry if you can't see that. So like around here for sure, obviously is like, it's gonna be darker than that also, but and I'm assuming it's kind of like this. And totally, so I said before, if anyone was listening, I'm gonna really like simplify the hoodie because it's like it's not important to the portrait. Obviously, it's what I'm wearing in this picture, but I don't, it's just, you just want to make it look kind of like a hoodie and then bring all the attention to the face. So I'm gonna really just bang this out very simply. I'm gonna do more layers off camera or off live. Like you'll see the final video. It'll be up in a week, I think. But yeah, all this stuff is like going to be very simplified and very just give the basic representation of a hoodie. That's all we're going to do. And sorry, I'm just focusing right now. Bang it out, baby. Sunny Day says, hell yeah, Sunny. I completely agree. And I'm just slowly just following this stuff. Not a huge deal. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. There's kind of some darkness under there, but it's a little light also. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to, the whole thing about painting is like a puzzle. You got to read, you got to observe, read, you got to internalize that, and then like understand the step. Why did I do that? Oh, it's like you observe and you find the puzzle piece through observing, and hopefully that puzzle piece is correct. And then it's about where to put that puzzle piece on the painting. So that's like a fun way to kind of look at it, I guess. And I always say that painting is like a big puzzle that you make and then have to solve. So it's like two parts of a mystery, I guess you could say, which is like a weird way to think of it. But I like giving those analogies because I think analogies are great, not for specific similarities, but like the general theme of things is, I always like to use analogies because it's fun to kind of explore those ideas and maybe helps people understand general themes in a different light. So I always try to get some analogies in the book. And like my friend's a musician, JT, if you follow the channel, and he, we always give each other analogies within painting and drawing, and the different things painting and drawing have that are the same but also are different, if you know what I mean. And that's always fun. How am I doing? Oh, it's so cool to also look at it on the screen. And yes, I'm using fluid, golden acrylic fluid, golden fluid acrylic paint. Yes, indeedy. And sorry if I'm just ranting. Talking helps me actually kind of focus. And we're just figuring this out together. Yeah. And drying on me really quick. So I'm adding some water to there. And, we could do some wacky stuff and bring like a big, some of that blue in there. And the rest is like a really, really light blue. So like, that's like, this is all like the shading stuff. And like, if you think of the lights coming here, it's hitting my chest. It's hitting this part of the ruffles and the collar. It's just not hitting back here. So that's like the darker-ish gray blue. Now we're going to go kind of towards just like the face, like the light area, which is a lot of white. You know what I mean? So that's totally a more saturated light blue. Rocking it. Yeah, totally. Totally this. Boom. And I don't want these like black outlines in there per se, but you could still use them as guide marks, and I'm not necessarily staying in the lines or staying out the lines. I'm just kind of painting all around it. And so it doesn't really look like a hoodie that much, but we're going to keep going because that's the plan. Okay. And so this is like really fun over here. I got these like ruffles. Just keep that like that. Absolutely. And I got those drawstrings that I have to do. We'll save those kind of towards the end. How does this look? I gotta like add a little dynamic. It's not just flatted out. I'm thinking out loud right now, so sorry if it's not making any sense. Can't just be perfectly. Oops. Yeah, it can't just be perfectly flat. So we'll just throw some stuff around there. Don't want that really. Okay, let's keep going over here. Mega amounts of white in here, but there's also like those kind of just like roughly riffles. Just make up words, you know, why not? Blue is a good choice. Antelope Freeway, my boy. My girl or boy, I don't know, but excuse me, that. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Blue's fine, definitely. It's mellow, you know, it's not taken away from this, I don't think, which is the most important part. So that's what I was that's what the main idea is. So that's what I'm happy about. And that's like, that was the agenda sort of with changing the color from pink to a color that is not taken away from the main shebang, you know? I can go even whiter with that, more white. We'll just use all the white that I have. Yeah, I like the blue. I'm happy with that as well. Thanks, team. Thanks, squad. Thanks, chat. Chop, chop. Nini Renovato. Sorry if I'm botching all of your names, guys. Doing my best. And so I could totally add some more lights later, which is the best part. So this isn't like, even with the hoodie, even with the face and the hat, like the final tonal range is not there yet. As in, I could still go lighter in this light blue. You know, there's always pure white, which I don't want to use, but we could get arbitrarily close to pure white in all of it, in the face, you know, under this, like this is a very bright part right here eventually. And we're nowhere near close to being bright enough. But so I just want to reiterate that we're saving the pure white and the pure dark for the very last strokes. And there's not a lot of places that have it. You want to use those really light and really dark strokes very sparingly. Because, you know, we're trying to paint a realistic, stylized picture. You know, comic books, it's like the shadows are just black, you know, like ink black. So, and that's a completely different style, and that's great. And you can represent form just as well in that style, but that's not what we're doing here. And I'm really just trying to cover this stuff up. This is all drying. And so, need more paint, need more white. I'm looking at the chat, by the way. Just trying to answer as many questions. Samuel Harris says, do you sell merch? My dog, look what I'm wearing, my merch. It's sold out, though. There's none left. But also for all these people, live chats, I'm making some really cool stuff in the near future. New hoodies, really custom limited edition art prints. I'm making paintings that I'm then turning into merchandise, and it's very exclusive. You know, it's going to be really, really cool, I think. So just keep your eyes out for that, because it's basically wearable art prints, and I'm really excited about it. It's been in the works for a while. I'm also collaborating with this other homie who I'm making pins with. I'm making a bunch of sticker packs, limited edition sticker packs. Very soon. I know everyone loves stickers. Who doesn't love stickers? I freaking love stickers. So awesome stuff coming very soon. You just got to keep your eye out. And also, just a shameless plug yet again, all my patrons are going to get all of this stuff exclusively before it comes out, because that's what happens on Patreon. I give those people who are paying $5 a month who want that new exclusive access. You know, it will be available for the public eventually, but I always drop this stuff to my patrons first. So check out my Patreon page. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. If you want more exclusive access, if you're into these live streams, I do these live streams every Sunday. Every Sunday. I'm sorry. People are probably like, dude, shut up. Like, stop talking about your Patreon. But I just want to reiterate it, because I know people like want this exclusive access, and they're like, how do I get it? And I'm like, dude, I got a Patreon, my dude. You know what I mean? Thomas H., who is your favorite artist? That's an impossible question, especially now with Instagram, and like, there's just so much work to absorb and follow people who are so amazing, literally so amazing. You can see right now I'm doing a lighter blue, which is really beautiful, working delicious. I have a bunch of favorite artists. I'll just list a couple right now. James Jean, Ollie Man, really shares his passion with all his videos and explanations. And so like, we're so lucky to have these master painters making content, you know, like I'm nowhere near the realm of where they're in. I love making videos, and I maybe make more stylized videos than them, but there's some really masterful craftsmen making YouTube videos, and not all my favorite artists are on YouTube. Like one of my favorite graffiti artists, who is also a studio artist, Rhyme, R-I-M-E, from MSK, the graffiti gang, the group, the crew, excuse me. But now he's like a real deal artist. He does amazing canvas work. Jersey Joe, yeah, 1000 also has one of the coolest styles, the homie 1000. He's so epic. He makes his videos recently. If people, I know a lot of people who watch my videos watch 1000, his videos recently are literally next level. Like he sings and he produces all the music for it. It's really like jaw dropping, you know? It's like when I'm watching these videos, which I love, it's like guilty pleasure at the end of a long day, just binge some YouTube videos that I love. Like the videos he's making is just outrageous. It's really crazy. Shout out to 1000. All right, so we're doing good. What do you think? Does this look like a hoodie? Kind of. It kind of does. Maybe there's more lights back here. Something like that. We got a lot left. This is a big painting. We're just doing this first layer right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, Andrew Tischler, Jake Steinmetz. Totally. Andrew Tischler is amazing. I've learned so much from Andrew Tischler's videos. Like Andrew Tischler, kind of lends to the more advanced painter. I mean, of course, he's inspiring people with his masterful, crazy paintings, but a lot of what he says is kind of advanced. And if you're a beginner, I could understand how his videos are kind of difficult to understand and follow. I mean, maybe you're just watching it for entertainment purposes, which is absolutely okay and awesome. But like, I really like to take notes during Andrew Tischler's videos because his ability to mix colors and understand atmosphere and all these things that are really, really highbrow things to understand and represent in paintings, like very, very difficult. It's also hard to articulate these things. You know, people teaching painters, teaching painting is like a whole nother beast. You know, it's like very difficult to explain these, you know, it's not like it's not rocket science and it's not like calculus statistics or whatever, but you know, these abstract terms and kind of theory of color and all these things, and then talking about that and then executing in a tangible way. You know, there's some disconnect for a lot of people who may listen to every podcast about painters or listen to everything all of the people have to say on the internet about how to paint, but then, you know, you don't pick up a paintbrush and you don't do it, and there's a large disconnect. And so that's a real thing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here for this part of the hoodie. I'm gonna do back here, which is pure dark. It's not pure dark, it's very, very dark. Similar like this, because this is under the light. There's no light being really received here. Yeah, so brain just melted a little. We're gonna do some black. This is all dry over here. My brush is just getting so thwarted because I'm just using her. But that's what you're supposed to do, you know? You're supposed to use paintbrushes. I could go darker. I can go darker than that, I already know. Okay. And this whole sort of thing is like, there's kind of like a drop cast shadow through this whole thing. You know? Yeah, pretty much 100%. And yeah, so that's that. We can come back here and define these dark places and blah, 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 blah. Do a little this, do a little that. This is mega dark right down here, the crease. Just little things. Don't need to, like, I don't need to go detailed. There's no point. This hood looks a little lopsided, but we're gonna keep it because that's what it is, and it looks fine, I think. So we're gonna do this shirt real quick, which is just gray. It's kind of like a warm gray. So we're gonna do black. Do a lot of white because I use too much black. Use too much black. I need some white. Sorry, I'm not facing the camera a lot. So yeah, that's kind of like the gray we're looking for, but I want it to look good. So add some yellow to that and even more white because, yeah, like that. That's what we want. Totally looking good. But I'm gonna try to blend those in a little, just like this. Nope, a little darker. Just like that, and make it way brighter because that's too dark for gray. So I've used too much black. Black is so powerful. You know, these colors are not made equal. You know, if you do a dollop of black and a dollop of white, the same amount, like you're gonna get a dark color. You need to like, if you want to make this gray, you need like, you know, 5 parts white, 1 part black. And it's not really a waste of paint, but it's just something to get familiar with when you're painting a lot. So I can keep going lighter than that. It's kind of tripping me out. I'm looking at this pink hoodie and I forget I did blue, but it's hilarious. And I think it's even brighter than that. Like, geez Louise. Am I just gonna add white right now? Whoop. I'm getting paint everywhere, folks. Something like that. Totally okay. Oh, we got to do these drawstrings. I don't want to leave that because I'm already here. And this is where we could get some more saturation because for some reason it looks like these drawstrings are a little more saturated. So, bloop, blue. See how this looks when I go like this. Pretty standard. That looks fine though, right? Yeah. And then I could just even go like to make that high saturation, but brighter because, you know, this is like a tube. So it's kind of like this. You know what I mean? Medium, very medium looking. Maybe I'll fix that later because don't really know how I feel about that yet. Some nice colors over here. Don't want to get caught up in the details though. Okay. Looking good, totally. What's up, everybody? We're hitting the hour 50 mark. What a live stream. We're going to keep going just a little because I'm feeling good. Let's do the hair. I'm not going to do the eyes and mouth right now or my mustache because that's going to be a little confusing. And I have to wrap this up eventually, but we're going to do the hair. And so here's a challenging thing of observing this hair. My hair, like look at it in this video. I'm technically a blonde, right? I mean, it's pretty dark, but you know, you think of blonde as yellow, and that's totally not the case. It's basically like a light brown green, and that's what hair looks like. And so I'm doing all this wackiness, and so it doesn't need to be exactly that, but especially in this photo, you can see it's kind of dark on screen, but like there's almost no even light green. Like it's a very dark color. And so I need to think really quick of how I'm going to do that. It's like a dirty blonde green. I'm going to do it though. We're going to do it right now. And it won't be that hard. It's not that hard. We'll figure it out. Like I said before, if you could paint something, you can unpaint it. So we're going to touch this brown, this green, a bunch of this yellow, and black. Remember, black and yellow makes that beautiful green color. So that's too green, right? Yes. We need it a little grayer, a little yellower. It's just a game of a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. Like if I do this, where's my reference right here? You know, it's kind of like, yeah, that's pretty kind of spot on, but it's going to be darker. Like only a couple strands are like this. The rest is like really dark, which is crazy. You know, like that. And then we'll add some light, real light stuff later. But also like my eyebrows are like this, so I think we can go even a little darker. For the brows. And the brows are weird. I don't want to make them super solid, even though that's what I just did. But when I go back, I need to yeah, there's some lighter points in there for sure. And so like this is the darkness back here. And like a bunch of my ears kind of covered. And so, yeah, that's just one of those things I've learned through oil painting, actually. I learned to paint hair mediumly. I don't want to say well or not well, but like I've run into a lot of issues and problem solved quite a bit with oil painting hair. And that's what I've noticed, that like especially blonde hair, it's not yellow, it's not blonde. It's very like green gray, obviously hints of yellow in there, but and so now this looks good, but we want to give depth right here because this is the darkest point. Look at like right behind my ear, it's very dark, so we'll go a little darker here. And then to bring things forward, there's like little wickers of hair in front of my ear, so we'll do that as well. So like right here, darkness. Same with kind of like right here, honestly. Oop, that might be too dark. Nah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, totally right there, actually. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of nailed this first try, which was great. But like I said, I've fumbled so much with hair that yes. Okay. So we'll pull this. We'll pull some hair forward now, and that's definitely got some yellow in it. Totally like that. And so something like that. you know, can you see that even? Hardly, sorry. You'll see in the final video. This final video is coming out in like a week where I'll go through every step from the beginning, which you didn't really see on stream, to so that's too much yellow. That's like kind of pushing it, my dude. Don't need that. And it's like not a yellow, it's just like a bright, you know. Sure, something like that. And then totally on this side as well, there's like a few light strands. Chilling real hard. But another huge step, folks, is the background. Because like say this background was black, darker, like imagine pure black, darker than this hat, then this face would pop so much and it would look really bright, but you don't want that. And I don't like white because then it makes these highlights not look as bright. So I always like to do backgrounds like kind of in a middle tone. So it's gonna be somewhere in the same value as this blue, maybe a little darker in some places, maybe a little brighter back here. It's all up for grabs, and it's a great part. It brings things together. I'm sorry I didn't get to it today, but yeah, the background's a great important part. I got to get darker up here. Let's see if I can do that real quick. But against these people, the 612 people watching, everyone who's been so kind and has heard me say it, I do these live streams every Sunday. Every Sunday I'm on here drawing or painting. And it's for my patrons over at patreon.com. I'll post the link right there. I paint and draw every Sunday. It's so fun, and I really give a bunch of access. And people ask me questions, and I can answer questions more specifically because there's not 700 people. There's only like a dozen or so. So people send me artwork on Patreon. We talk about it. We have a private Discord. So go check out Patreon. I love all of you. We're not signing off yet, but if you enjoy these things, check out Patreon. It's only $5 a month. I think it's really worth it. I'm not doing it for the money. I just do it for the extra access that people DM me. You know, hundreds of people DM me every week asking for more things and how to do this and how to do that. So, so yeah, check out Patreon. I want to make this a little darker right before we leave. That's the one thing that's bothering me. And it's like this grayish purple magenta. We kind of ran out of these colors already. But let's see if we can swing it. I'm looking over here. Huh. Sorta. Not really. I don't want red. That's too saturated. It's not what I want to. Not what I want to. We want like a gray, my dogs. Yeah, like that. It's a little too bright. So we'll just get darker. So nope, that's not what I wanted either. We got to make it purpler because this is kind of like a purple type of thing going down. So I'm going to make that shadow like a purple. And I don't know if you can see that just with a little saliva. If you go quick enough, you could really just take off any acrylic paint. So that's like basically gone now, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know what? It's like this whole thing. It's also kind of over here. It's not very clean. Totally. All right, like that a little better? Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. We can even just a little darker. But that's the thing. That's the crazy thing. This can't be even close to as dark as this other part right here. This is like the dark, dark. Oops. You know what I mean? Which I'm just rushing now. Boom. All right, so we can leave it at that. Doing good. Much love to everyone. 2 hours on the dot. We go live every Sunday. Check out the Patreon. Much love to everyone. Let's get a group chat. Booyah. That was fun. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like, we did all this in 2 hours, and I was talking and ranting half the time. So we do this every Sunday. Check out Patreon. I enjoyed the public one today. We had like 800 people at one point. It was freaking awesome. Much love to you all. And Martin, Jeremy, you know, everyone, thank you for tuning in. I almost don't want to leave, but I got to go. I got other stuff to do. I got videos to edit. Stay tuned. We're dropping some more merch. This merch is sold out. In a few months, I got exclusive pins, sticker packs, custom, really limited edition stickers, hoodies. It's going to be absolutely epic. Much love, everyone. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if I'm going to keep this live up. Maybe I think it will just be deleted. But yeah, we did good today. All right, signing out. Peace and love. New video coming actually this Wednesday. What's today? Sunday? In 3 days, a really, really epic video I've been working on for a while. Whoa, it's going to be sweet. All right, peace.